Hello and welcome to this dev dive for Interbellum in the month of May. I'm Ramasee and I'm the project leader for Interbellum. So today we're going to talk to you about some of the stuff that has been happening in the last couple months. First off, I would like to apologize that we kind of jumped the gun a little bit on when we said that we would be ready. A couple things have happened that we could not foresee, and that is why we primarily do not give ETAs. In the month of January, when we first started doing the beginning of Phase 3 testing, we ended up finding a critical error in the base code. So on Interbellum, we've got the core development code, a database, and of course the client. We actually have two different databases. We have one that is a Mythic-inspired database that's completed up to about a level 11 for 1.4.8. And we have the Interbellum database. And we actually didn't find, when we were doing testing in January, we found an error, and originally thought it might be something that I had done in the Interbellum database, but so we swapped over to the Mythic database that we knew was more correct, didn't have any issues. And we actually found that it was a core system problem. The problem was manifesting in a way that whenever you would invite people to a group, it could potentially crash the server. And that was extraordinarily bad. And so we had to stop testing. Shortly around this time period, actually, a month beforehand, we had one staff member who had to pause because he had a baby. But we've actually had, shortly after this, we've had three staff members, one of which was me, who had personal life things that prevented them from either providing a significant amount of work to the project or any at all. And so this core problem could not get resolved. And now, not all staff and some work has been continued, but this core problem was not having any work being applied to it for a little bit. Kep has still been making items this entire time. You've got art department who has still been working the entire time, but essentially testing had to just stop. There wasn't anything that you could do. You can't test any major functions of anything if you can't put people in groups. For example, you can't even play an Iron Breaker, really, other than the solo variant that involves Alone But Not Afraid. You can't play the solo variant without groups. So testing got put on hold because I'm primarily the liaison between back-end staff and front-end staff, and I was not capable of providing much input and effort into the project due to the stuff that I personally was dealing with and only very recently got to get finished. You guys had not been getting updated. So this is kind of functioning as that update. Because we have that critical error going on, we're actually going to end up redefining Phase 3 testing. Because Azrael needs people logging into the test server just fucking around with things in order to test the core ability systems themselves that has very little to do with the database work. So we're going to end up redefining Phase 3 testing. And when I do that, when I redefine Phase 3 testing, I'll post that in Discord so that those of you who have already made an application can add to your post about whether or not that you're okay with testing the new form of Phase 3 testing. This is a setback. Straight up, that's what it is. We are basically having to pivot what we are going to be doing. So, general synopsis of what the new Phase 3 testing will be. Like I said, I'll write this more in detail on Discord. But essentially, we're going to start putting people on a server and just having them kind of mess around with each other. Under most circumstances, this will be done with our Interbellum database. If we think, and we're going to continue adding to the Interbellum database as we go, but if we think that the issues are being caused by the Interbellum database, we will swap over to the Mythic-inspired database for the time being in order to have Azrael fix that core system problem. So that is what the new phase 3 testing is going to be. Like I said, I'll put a little bit more in detail about that on Discord, just because me writing and me talking are two entirely different people. There will be 2 additional videos that are posted alongside this one, because this one is not very normal in how I've done videos in the past. One of which will be going over the career builder, and the other one will be going over the item database and the way the affix system works in more detail. I've had a couple of people asking me questions related to that, and I figured it'd be easier to answer that in a video format. It also allows me to showcase a lot of the work that Cap has been doing on the server. Last I remembered, he's made over 7,000 something items. Last I opened the database to, wow, brain, in order to make the Interbellum database the same for the server. I can't remember what that's actually called. But yeah, overall, this is why we have decided for the longest time not to do ETAs. Back when we did the very first thing that most of you made us aware of, which was actually in between phase 2 and phase 3, we did have staff members that did not agree with it, and apparently they were right. So those of you who have launched criticism at us, saying that maybe we have done that a little too early, you were correct. Our bad. We're humans. We make mistakes and things happen to us. That's why we try to hold as fast as much as possible to that no ETA things, even to each other. But I am back. Another one of those 4 staff members is back. Actually, 2 of those staff members are back. So you should start seeing more things. The reason why you got the career builder update is because while I was in recovery, it was easier for me to deal with that than to deal with some more code-oriented things. Checking data on a server and moving it over into text files is much easier than what I normally do. But hopefully this video and the 2 videos that are coming beside it will show you that we are back to work, and like I said, you'll get that information on phase 3 testing. I hope to see you guys on the battlefield.